What is going on, all of you gamers, professional and casual out there in the world? I am MegaAmpster. Thank you for checking out this video. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. There's going to be a lot of videos like this coming up very soon this month of December 2023. So thanks for sticking through here. Returning viewers, same thing. Thanks for being here for these end of the year reflections and kind of, not predictions, but like hopes and aspirations for the following year. So I've done these kinds of videos the past couple years or so, like wrapping up, talking about my favorite games of the year, what I'm most anticipating for the following year for certain games. But you know what, this year, because I've really recognized this year that gaming is like a very big hobby for me. I do spend a lot of time with it outside of, work and the time I spend with friends and family and just other just regular chores and stuff, right? It's a big hobby for me. And I'm the kind of person to really categorize things. If you saw my backlog video from a few months ago, you'll totally understand how down to the minute details I can get about this kind of stuff. And I kind of thought, I was like, you know what? It'd be cool, especially since next year for 2024, as of this recording, I really want to prioritize still playing some new releases here and there, but really, I have such a big backlog. I really want to just get through some more games. And the way I have them organized on my backlog are, I have like one group for Switch games, one group for Series X games, because those are the current gen consoles and I have a lot of games for them. Also Steam Deck, kind of that whole PC group. I also have like older consoles, all my older ones, Wii U, Wii, GameCube, Dreamcast, Xbox, all of those are grouped into one on my backlog. I also have all the old handhelds like 3DS, DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. And then I have kind of a group for NSO, which for me is like games that I've purchased, for my backlog, I should say. Games that I've purchased with my money, like digitally through like the eShops and stuff, but are also on the NSO app that I can experience, right? So those are kind of my 6 groups for my backlog. And what I wanted to do was create a gaming goals video for 2024. So out of each of those 6 categories I just mentioned, I picked one game that I am absolutely going to try my best to commit to for 2024 to actually play through. I also have runner-ups for each group, just to, keep things interesting. But those are like nice to get to, but I'm not committing myself to those necessarily. I have one from each of those categories that I definitely will commit myself to. I also have a separate list of like streaming games that I've already kind of talked about previously on the channel that I want to stream next year. But these are mainly for games outside of streams for me to play. So pretty much just wanted to make a little gaming goals video and then kind of talk about the channel overall and then like, kind of what I want to prioritize here. So with that, let's get into it. We've got the DK64 music in the background that will make sense later. First, starting with the Switch, there has been one Switch game in particular that I have been meaning to play. I've owned it physically now since, was it the start of this year? Like February of 2023, I think is when I got this game physically on the Switch. It's only been out physically on the Switch for about a year now, I believe. If someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But I've been meaning to play for so long. I played the pseudo sequel. It's kind of a sequel. And listen, I'm not a big RPG guy, but there's going to be a few RPGs on this list. This one in particular, I know is a massive RPG, so it's going to be a big undertaking, but I'm feeling it. I'm ready for it. I think it's time. That game is Persona 5 Royal. Now, like I said, I've been meaning to play this game for so long. I have been listening to the soundtrack for years now. I've loved the characters. I played Strikers, like I mentioned previously. And this one's been super high on my Switch to playlist, and it's just the time, right? It's all about the time. That's the issue. I just did not find the time this year to play it, and I want to dedicate some time to it next year. I know it's going to be really long, especially because I'm the kind of person when I do play these games to do a lot of the side stuff. I'm equating it to like Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition in my mind, where it's going to take probably at least 200 hours if I want to do all the side stuff. Like, I know it's going to be a long game, but I love the vibes. I love the characters. I'm already familiar with them because of Strikers, like I said. And I know this is turn-based, but I'm willing to give this a shot, especially after now playing Mario RPG as of this recording. I think because I love the music already and I love the characters, those are going to carry me through the gameplay. And I know there's the whole life sim stuff too, which honestly I don't mind. I think that can honestly be kind of immersive in some areas. And I've just heard great things about it. I'm ready to jump into mainline Persona, and next year, 2024, I am committing myself to mainline Persona with Persona 5 Royal. My runner-up for the Switch is actually Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which honestly recently kind of went up on my list. It wasn't always that high up, but I've been listening to the soundtrack on streaming services, and the soundtrack's phenomenal. I did enjoy the first one, and I know this is a 2D platformer instead, but now that I've played all of the original trilogy of Donkey Kong Country games, I feel like I'm well versed to kind of jump into this one, and I've heard very good things about Impossible Lair in particular. I've heard it's very refined and challenging with a absolutely banging soundtrack, which I can already tell you right now it is. So yeah, that's gonna be my follow up. Like these runner ups, I'm not committing myself to for next year, but it'd be like a nice little thing to. If I have the time, this might be the next game for this kind of group I will pick up on. But Persona 5 Royal is my committed Switch game for next year. I'm gonna try to get through it. I might have to take breaks here and there and play other games, but I'm really going to try. So that is the Switch game I'm committing to next year. Now, the Xbox Series X game. This one's only been out for a little over a year, I believe. And as soon as I saw this game, I was absolutely mesmerized by the visuals. I ended up buying it on Xbox digitally. And one thing I really want to do is get more into indie games. And this indie game in particular has really hooked me. It's the next one on my list in terms of what indie game to play. I know like other games like Hollow Knight and stuff like that. I also Celeste I want to get to, but this one in particular, I don't know. I'm very, very interested in seeing how this one works out. And that game is Tunic, which I did buy on the Series X. I'm going to lower the music a little bit. Sorry about that. I know it's also available on. I also know it's available on like Switch and stuff like that, but like the smooth 60 frames I've seen in motion with this game, it looks so good in motion. It looks so colorful. I've heard it's one of those games that you just jump into, doesn't really hold your hand and you go into it. I love Zelda. I know the gameplay may not be exactly like Zelda. I hear there's a bit of hint of like a Souls-like game in here too. I really just want to experience it for myself. I really don't know much. I know there's this whole manual you're trying to build up or something like that, and that's pretty much all I know. So it seems really cute. It seems really clever and creative, and it visually looks awesome. And this is one I wanted to play it this past year, just did not have the time. And I'm ready to commit myself to this game. I'm going to try to play this game, probably not stream it, but play it in 2024 on my own time. Runner-up for the Series X would be Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've never played Symphony of the Night. I've played a few of the other Castlevania games, and I know that's like a quintessential Metroidvania or even Castlevania game. Really want to check that out. That could be a good holiday time game if I get around to it, but that's high up there on the list. But Tunic is the one that I am flat out saying right now I am going to try to play this in 2024. That is what I'm committing to. It looks so clever. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. So that is it for the Series X. Now we're moving on to PC. Now this is an old game. This game actually came out, I believe, the year I was born in 97. Yeah, okay, I see it here. 97, and this is a game that I actually did play for the first time. I've played this game like maybe the first like 5 or 10 hours, not very much, back in like 2015, I want to say. And it was because of a certain trailer, a certain reveal trailer for a certain fighting game, certain crossover fighting game that got me interested in even trying this game out. It's another turn-based RPG. I enjoyed what I played of it, but I never went back and really fully played it. I just kind of put it down. But this one, I'm very interested in this one, and especially because there's a remake of the game that came out a few years ago that I really want to check out, but I want to play this beforehand. And you probably already know what I'm talking about now. The PC game I'm committing to for 2024 is Final Fantasy VII, the OG. Like I said, I tried to pick this up almost 10 years ago, and I didn't even get through Midgard. I didn't even get out of Midgard. It's time. Like, I feel ready. I own Remake. I really want to play Remake one day because I've seen some of the characters and it looks really like a really amazing, fantastic game. And I want to start with this one though, because I've heard you do get quite a bit more out of it if you've understood the original plot too. And I know it's another RPG, and like I'm not a big RPG guy, but I think this might be like a classic RPG year for me. You know, I think it's time, especially if I can get this to run on my Steam Deck because I have it through Steam. I think this would be a phenomenal handheld game. Wow. Okay, don't ignore that last scene. You know, I think it's time. It's critically acclaimed. It's a quintessential turn-based RPG, and I'm personally ready to jump into it. I really am. And finally play through the full game and really check it out there. Runner up for Steam, and this one was actually quite closer than you might think. Not too long ago, I bought some games, including Metal Gear Solid 1 through Good Old Games, and got it to run on my Steam Deck. I was actually testing it out a little bit a few months back, and that is also high up on my list. I've tried to start with Metal Gear Solid 3. That was a while ago. That was like 10 years ago. I couldn't get into it, but I really want to play MGS1 at some point, and I think it'd be an awesome Steam Deck game if I can fully get it to run on there, or at least have a decent experience there for sure in the handheld factor. I think that'd be really cool. or just on PC if that doesn't work out. But yeah, that's the runner-up. Not committing to it, but it's high up there in terms of Steam games I want to play. But OG Final Fantasy VII is the one. I feel like I have to, especially I really want to. I tried it, I never beat it, and it also, yeah. This is the 97 trailer. This game came out the year I was born. I feel like I am obligated to play this game, and I really want to. So it is high up on my list, finally, to experience the non-RPG guide, to experience a quintessential RPG. This is one of the ones I gotta play. If I'm playing any Final Fantasy game, it's this one. It's easily this one. And then hopefully remake later on. But that is the game I am committing to for the PC for 2024. Next up, we've got the old consoles group. So, you know, just a bunch of old consoles I grouped together: Wii U, GameCube, 360, or OG Xbox and Dreamcast. I think there's a 6 there. This game I bought physically 1 to 2 years ago, I think. And if you've viewed my content before on this channel, this is a series you probably are very familiar with. I am very familiar with it as well. It is one of the only games, it's a spin-off game. It's one of the only games in the series a franchise, actually, I could even argue, I haven't played. I have played the other games in the sub-series, but not this one in particular. And, you know, listen, I'm ready to go fast into 2024, jump into this game, commit to it on the Wii, and that game is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Now, I bought this game physically, like I said, not too long ago. I've played the original. I love the original Sonic Riders. I have played Free Riders on the Kinect. I know, not a great experience. But I have played it and almost beat it. Came very close to beating it, despite the controls. But I've heard actually really good things about Zero Gravity. I've never really checked it out. I think I've watched a Let's Play like years ago, maybe like 10 years ago. But I've never actually, I apologize for the trailer quality. I've never actually played it myself. And you know what? I think I would really like to. And I want to commit to it. This will be a nice break from the other RPGs that I'm committing to next year, right? This will be a much shorter game in comparison, so I am looking forward to checking it out, and, you know, of course, kind of getting through, you know, checking another one off the Sonic list, right? Like I said, this is one of the only Sonic games I haven't played, so I think it's time to fix that. I think it's time to remedy that and see what's in here. I liked the ideas they had behind Riders and the Babylon Rogues and all that, so hopefully this will just be more of the same and still really fun, action-packed racing gameplay there. But that is the Wii game I'm committing to for 2024. The runner-up for this was actually DK Tropical Freeze on the Wii U. I don't have the Switch version. I have the Wii U version. The only reason why that is a runner-up, we'll get to in a little bit. But it is based on another game in that same series, which you can probably already guess I am planning for next year. But that's the only reason why. I've heard phenomenal things about that game. I really want to play it sooner rather than later, but Sonic Riders. It's Sonic. I gotta check it out, right? I gotta check it out. So that is my committed game for like any old consoles for next year. Next, we're moving on to the old handhelds. So 3DS, DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, any of the. Do I own any? I guess Pokemon Yellow I own. That's the only game, OG Game Boy game I own. This one, another RPG. Another, some would argue, quintessential RPG. Not the first RPG you think of in terms of like traditional RPGs. I actually have been a casual fan of the series since, you know, my early childhood days. I played the original game, well, quote unquote original. It'll make sense. But anyways, this one was re-released on the 3DS eShop. I don't know when exactly. Near the end of the Switch's life, I remember. And I have never played this specific generation, and I think it's time that I commit myself to it. That game is Pokemon Crystal. I have never played Gen 2. So many people tell me it's their favorite generation. I have very fond memories of Pokemon Yellow. That's why I kind of said kind of played the original, not like fully Red and Blue. I have played Red and Blue, although it's been a bit. I don't own the cartridge anymore. I lost them, unfortunately, a while ago. I still have Yellow, but I've never played Gen 2. I know my brother had like at least Gold growing up, but I never played it through. And I did buy Crystal on the 3DS eShop shortly after they released it. They re-released it there, and so now I have an actual like legit way to play the game. And this is gonna be another RPG for sure. So that's kind of the thing. We're done with RPGs after this, I believe. Yes, this is the last RPG. So 3 RPGs, but they're gonna be beefy ones, especially Persona 5. But like, listen, it's been a while since I played Pokemon. The last Pokemon game I played Legends Arceus, but the last traditional Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Moon when that launched. What, freaking 6 years ago as of this recording, so it's been a long time since I played a traditional Pokemon game. And yeah, I think I'm ready to jump back in. And like, it was between this and Pokemon Y. That was not the runner-up, but those are the two Pokemon games I still have yet to play that I own. And yeah, I want to prioritize this one because this is a classic. I really have a lot of nostalgia for the Game Boy aesthetic, so I think I'll enjoy this one for sure. I'm looking forward to it. The runner-up for the old handheld group, no one's gonna know this game. If you do, shoutouts to you, is Croc, The Legend of the Gobos, the original, which I not too long ago, actually, maybe 6 months ago, acquired the cartridge for the Game Boy Color version, which I do want to check out at some point. That's going to be a quick game. I've played Croc 2 on Game Boy Color, and I played Croc 2 on PC. So I don't have like the OG version of the first Croc, but I do have the Game Boy Color cartridge now. So 2018, there we go for this one. But definitely wanted to prioritize Pokemon first because like Croc will be like a nice pickup and play game. This one's gonna be Crystal's gonna be a little beefier, but you know what? I'm looking forward to playing another Pokemon. It's been a while, especially as one of my nephews is really getting into Pokemon. It'll be kind of like a trip down memory lane in terms of like experiencing that OG nostalgia, right? All right, so final backlog group I have is the Nintendo Switch Online. Now this group is pretty small. I've only got like 6 games on this because these are games, like I said earlier, that I've purchased previously from like eShops on a different, digitally on different consoles, but just they're available on the Nintendo Switch Online app. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well play it there on the Switch, the newest hardware, right? Not that it matters too much because it's emulation, but you know what I mean. This game is another series that is one of my favorites. I have played most games in this series, not this one, which is a handheld original release. And I hear great things from fans. I hear it's kind of like almost like a deep cut favorite of fans of this series. It is a Nintendo series. Well, I could have been Genesis, I suppose, but it is on NSO. It is on the Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online specifically, which I have not experienced much of, so I'm looking forward to jumping into that. But yeah, long running, one of the big Nintendo series, and like I'm very excited to try this game out because I never played it before. That game that I'm committing to is The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Jared, this one's for you. I am very excited to check this out. I know this is for the Wii U Virtual Console. I did buy this on Wii U Virtual Console actually shortly before the eShops closed down, so not even that long ago. I've meaning to check it out forever. Of course, and shortly after I bought it, they announced it for NSO on the Switch, so boo. But I'd much rather play that on the Switch form factor in handheld mode like it was originally intended to, rather than on the Wii U gamepad. So that's silver lining there. I mean, I spent like maybe a little under $10 on it, so not a big deal. I'm really looking forward to checking this out. I have played Four Swords when they released the Anniversary Edition on 3DS. Never played Four Swords Adventures, but like this one, I've heard this is like a sleeper hit almost for the Zelda, especially the handheld Zelda series. I believe it's developed by was it Flagship was the studio, the ones who did the Oracle games, and I mean I really enjoyed my time with Oracle of Seasons. Still haven't played Oracle of Ages, that almost made the list. But Minish Cap, I'm ready to commit myself to this. I actually might stream this game. I am very heavily considering it. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see me stream this game, because I mean, I don't know if it's shorter than other Zelda games. It's tough to stream Zelda games because they are so long. I mean, Skyward Sword a couple years ago when I played the HD version, it took me, 21 streams? Like 2 hours each? I don't know. Like, I think this would be more doable to stream, even if it is like that length, but I think this would be a fun one. So I really want to commit myself to checking it out. Really close runner-up, though. And this is actually one that I haven't bought with my own money, but it is so high up on my old games to play from NSO list that I had to include it, is Yoshi's Island, because I have never played Yoshi's Island. I only hear great things. I now have Woolly World under my belt from earlier this year. That is done. I want to experience the OG. I love the Mario Kart 8 track they added in the Wave 4. I really want to experience that. So that is also really, really, really high up. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I do end up getting to it this 2024. But I will commit to Minish Cap in particular here. I'm leaning towards streaming that game. I think it'd be kind of fun. And it's been a while since I've streamed a Zelda game. So I think that would be fun. Let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments below if you've ever played it. So they're finally here. I hope I don't get a copyright claim for this. I don't think I will, but it'd be funny. That's it. That is it for the my game commitment kind kind of for the different backlog groups, my game commitments for 2024. Just to recap, for the Switch, I picked Persona 5 Royal. For the Xbox, I picked Tunic, the Series X specifically. For PC, I picked the OG Final Fantasy VII. For like the old kind of consoles, I picked Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. For the old handhelds, I picked Pokemon Crystal. And for NSO, I picked The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. So definitely some daunting games, the main one being Persona 5. That game, I'm going to need a lot of breaks from that. I think that's going to take me even longer than Xenoblade Chronicles did, like a little over a year ago. But I'm looking forward to checking all these out. Now, before we end the video, I wanted to wrap up for the most part, except maybe Minish Cap. I'm probably going to play these games on my own time and not stream them. But I also do like to stream games fairly frequently. Where's that DK64? There we go. Sorry, the music's going to be out of sync here. So you're probably asking yourself, why the hell are we listening to the DK64 soundtrack, right? You know, that's actually going to be kind of tricky to listen to and talk over at the same time. I apologize. But like, the reason why you're hearing this soundtrack and you're seeing the intro here is because I mentioned earlier, if you were watching this channel earlier this year, I wanted to originally stream DK64 sometime this year. I just did not have time, you know, and I streamed Banjo-Tooie at the very beginning of the year, so I didn't want to do two rare 3D platformers that are a little contentious, you know, at the very beginning, but I'm game. It's time. This is the first game, unless there are any new releases, which I don't think there are that I'm committing to, right at the beginning of January. This is the first game I will be streaming in the month of January 2024, so get hyped for that in case you want to watch that. I don't know if I'm gonna 100%, man. I probably shouldn't, but it's tempting. I've never played it, so I feel like it's gonna be bad, but I will be streaming this game in some form regardless in January 2024. I am committing to that here and now. Another game I am totally committing to, unless, I don't know, Konami decides to take it off of like Steam for some reason, is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Now, I didn't do that this year. I had a poll for a while ago asking if I should stream Devil May Cry 3 or Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and more people voted for Devil May Cry 3, which is why I streamed that game this past year, 2023. I'm gonna do Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance in 2024. I'm committing to that as well. DK64 and Metal Gear Rising are the two games I'm fully committing to streaming in 2024. I think both of those would be really fun. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I did have some other ideas though that I'm not committing to these, but wanted to kind of almost as runner-ups kind of present them here. I have not streamed a Mario 3D platformer yet, or really a Mario platformer at that. You know, I'm doing Mario RPG currently as of this recording, but not like a platformer game. And not too long ago, I did get a physical copy of Mario Sunshine, which I think would make for a really painful but hopefully fun for you guys streaming game, as well as I'm gonna put polls up for these. Super Mario Galaxy 2, I have started to play. I think I got like halfway through World 4 and then dropped it years ago. So I'm gonna put up a poll probably when this video gets uploaded on the community tab of this channel, voting between Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy 2. I'm not committing to either of those, but I just want to know for curiosity's sake, which of those two, if I were to stream a Mario 3D platformer, which of those two you would like to see. So feel free to check out the community tab, hopefully now, and see a poll there and vote for your choice there. Another poll I'm going to be putting up, oh, actually, never mind. I'm not making this one a poll. Okay, anyways, disregard my thought about multiple polls. I do want to stream Mega Man. I haven't streamed Mega Man yet. Come on, Mega, the name of the channel here. So I really want to get to streaming some Mega Man. I had some ideas for Mega Man X. Mega Man 11, I was also thinking maybe would probably be the best classic game to stream if I were to do that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on that. But just to be clear, I am not committing to Mario Sunshine or any Mega Man for next year. The only games I'm committing to streaming for next year, for 2024, are DK64 and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I am holding myself accountable to stream those games in 2024. So that's the plan there. Now, finally, before we wrap up here, just wanted to like give some channel goals, you know? Because I could definitely do some channel goals for sure instead of just outside of games, right? The big thing I mentioned earlier is I don't, you know, I want to focus less on new releases and more on backlog games. That is going to be priority. I have some ideas for games that I might look into, like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown coming out in January sometime. I'm looking into that one as a potential game to stream. honestly, some indie games, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much from my top 5 anticipated 2024 games, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like more backlog games in 2024 for sure. I have so many. I want to prioritize getting through some of those. And yeah, maybe focus on indie games too. I think that'd be kind of good. In terms of the channel metrics, though, I did notice, I was kind of looking at it. You know, I seem to get around like 200-ish subscribers a year, which is honestly phenomenal. Thank you all so much for the support. My goal right now, I'm currently at 622. I would love to get to 850 by the end of next year. I think that's a reasonable enough goal, and I hope to get to it. We will see. It's still early December 2024, so like I could even get closer soon. But in my mind, that means, yes, I will be streaming Shadow the Hedgehog sometime next year. I think that also means I will be streaming some of the Echo games next year. I haven't confirmed. I think we'll be just short of Jak and Daxter, but I think it might get closer than you'd think. So we'll see. That's kind of my goal, is to reach 850 subs. I'll come back a year later and see how that goes. I really like what I've been doing with the video idea polls for every month. I think that's been really fun, and a good way to get like not just gaming news videos, but like things I want to talk about, right? And what you guys want to see, and having you guys vote on in the polls to see which videos come out first, right? Still, I'm going to try to keep doing the 2 games a week. So like 1 game Tuesday nights, 1 game Thursday nights, and repeat that weekly. I do want to do more multiplayer streams on the weekends. I know I've been slacking in the last few months with that. That's something I definitely want to bring back depending on the content. You know, Smash, Mario Kart, now that all the DLC waves are out, we can do that more regularly maybe. Stuff like that, maybe bring Fall Guys back. I don't know, some other games like that I think would be fun. Let me know in the comments below if you have suggestions for games like that. But with that, I need to prevent this video from getting way too long. Those are my gaming goals, right? Games that I want to commit to myself to play outside of stream, games that I want to stream, and just the channel goals, like what I want to see from here. But let me know your thoughts on those goals in the comments below. If you agree with them, if you think any of these games are not worth my time, or like wishing me luck on certain, I don't know. And let me know if you have any games that you're really looking forward to playing in 2024. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be super curious to know. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. Creepy Castle, go away. The song's really creepy. I'm sure I'll get to it next year when I stream TK64. But until next time, everybody, take care. 2024 is coming up. Happy holidays if you celebrate. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.